anima a todo Israel, cierto lo haremos al verdadero de Israel.
You know how I became a singer at 5 years old. I heard my uncle, who was a little tipsy at my cousin's wedding. He got up and he sang Como la Rosa en la Huerta, which is a Ladino song, and then he did E Luce van le Stelle from Tosca. And I said to my mother, I want to do that when I get big. And I never stopped doing that. So I was surrounded my whole life with music, and I did all kinds of things. You know, I did the Hohen and Hard Art Children's Hour, and I did I won the Godfrey Talent Scout Show, and I did, you know, and I won the Met auditions, regional auditions in 1963. Everything was dealing with my music. And then when I was about 17 years old, I was a professional singer in Temple Emmanuel in New York, in the choir. And Arthur Wolfson came to me and he said, Dick, you're the only Jew in the choir. Would you, when I go away, would you sing for me? And I said yes. It was an eye-opener. But here I was at Temple Emmanuel in New York, and this gorgeous music. And then he said, well, why didn't you go to the college? You know, I did. I went to the seminary for a year, and then I transferred to HUC. And I loved it there. The teachers were wonderful. And the music of the synagogue has changed tremendously. There was, when I started in Long Beach, I did piece. Everything was a piece. Lazar Weiner, Max Helfman, Frederick Pickett, and so forth and so on, and I sang it in that way. Things, as you know, have changed. And I think for the better, because I believe that the congregation has to have a piece of the action, a big piece of the action. And we are adjusting ourselves to be able to do that. However, there's a danger. I think that in some cases we go to the least common denominator, and we shouldn't do that. We communicate through music what the liturgy tells us, and if we don't utter musical phrases that expresses that liturgy, we are undoing what we're all about. And what we're all about is being a communicator to God, and a communicator to the congregation which we serve. And then in 1974, I was called to the pulpit of Central Synagogue, and Shelley Zimmerman was our rabbi. And he and I worked together so wonderfully as a holy team. Because of what we did before the service, we would sometimes bring that humor and that time with us on the pulpit. So there was a time once that I remember joking around before about Elmer Fudd. And something came over me at the adoration, and I began to chant, "Let us adore the ever-living God," and the two of them broke up, and then I broke up, and what we had to do was intersperse the adoration. Some of it was read, and some of it was chanted. It's wonderful to get up in the morning with phlegm and not care. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You know, it's wonderful. Although I'm still singing, and I'm still doing concerts, and I'm still doing my Ladino program, because Ladino means a lot to me. It was my first language. So I sing Ladino songs, and I tell people about Ladino, and I tell them what it is, and I teach them about the charm of that language. I love it. I hope that my colleagues will remember that I worked with all my heart and all my soul for the American Cantorate, to make the Cantor an important part of it, the fabric of Judaism and of congregational life in America.